So the same technology that's used by cryptography and cryptographers to secure that data. It's very, very highly secure. It's almost, I would say, the reason why we actually built Teekpay was actually I was challenged by somebody who I quoted. I said, Visa and MasterCard every single year face $30 billion in fraudulent payments.
Wow.
I said, I bet I can take that to zero. And he said to me, because you've got no chance. If they can't do it, how can you? So anyway, so Teekpay has been built with that in mind, that we have to be a zero tolerance, zero fraud mechanism. Because if we're not, then why would someone choose Teekpay? There's no reason. Because otherwise, well, if I'm like any crypto wallet, I can move those funds, then that's a problem. And again, and we solve other things because we have to be realistic when it comes to crypto and payments. When you make a crypto payment, for example, now if you've made that payment, there's no going back. There's no reverse mechanism in crypto. There's no refund mechanism in crypto. There's no arbitration. There's no escrow, and there's no to dispute payments. So, and this is a huge problem when you have an industry which thrives on commerce. The entire world, I mean, you may send money to a person once a week, but 10 times a day, you're buying coffee and shopping online and offline. Those are the transactions that we need to be able to embrace in an ecosystem which allows people to make that transaction comfortably. So the system then allows you to dispute payments, to get a refund, which again is unheard of in the crypto space.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bridge the Web 2 and the Web 3. The Web 3 is all about decentralization and people being free to do what they want. But the Web 2 is creating a blanket of security. But the problem is Web 2 is so centralized that it doesn't allow someone to access their funds easily. So this is really the bridge. This is the bridge that makes Web 2 accessibility and comfort without the centralization, the complete centralization, and also gives you the Web 3 functionality, the freedom of movement of capital without the ability to then go and lose that capital. So I think we need to build that bridge, and in essence, Teekpay becomes that bridge that connects those two things, that brings the comfort and the security into payments.
That I agree with you, and it's really interesting to hear the story about how Teekpay came to be, from it there, and then you built this amazing platform. That's good to hear. Now, speaking of that, what is the future for Teekpay now? I mean, it's already doing well with this WhatsApp platform, and how many countries are you serving? Is it just in Africa, or is widespread?
Actually, I mean, Teekpay is a platform that runs wherever WhatsApp runs. So it's 180 countries, and we're just implementing the localized currency mechanism. So that'll be then around 155 currencies that we can transfer into instantaneously. So it'll be able to do this in a very, very seamless way. So like we've got customers all around the globe. But remember, this is a very, very, very early stage project.
Yeah.
So imagine, in 10 days' time, we're enabling crypto deposits and crypto payments. So I think Teekpay is one to watch and be a part of the journey as it evolves. And then, join our community. It's on Telegram. Give us the feedback, because we're not building this for ourselves. We're building this for everybody. And if the more people that can input from various parts of the world, connected we become, and the more we're able to transact with each other globally in a single, accessible, bridged ecosystem that makes finance available to the unbanked and the underbanked. It doesn't require you to have a bank. Teekpay is your bank inside WhatsApp, and that's where we're heading.
That's an amazing way to end this interview. Teekpay is your bank on WhatsApp. Thank you so much, Abdul, for coming on the show. And like I said, it's really interesting to see what Teekpay is doing. I mean, I know you said it's an early project, but then that concept of using WhatsApp, I mean, I can imagine the amount of people that can key into it, especially underserved communities that might not have the opportunities of having banks or, internet and all of that. So, yes, before we round up, let me ask on that. So, how is Teekpay helping, contributing to financial inclusions, especially with these underserved communities? I know WhatsApp is easy, but then how does...
Look, the thing here is this. When we want to include people financially, the banks make it very, very difficult. They make it difficult to open an account. They make it difficult to maintain an account. They make it difficult to access. And they make interoperability between systems also difficult. You have to go into branch in some countries to open an account. Then you have to have certain IDs to open an account. So they keep on adding this layer and layer and layer. And that layer is what stops people from being banked or underbanked. Underbanked meaning that they may have a bank account, but can they actually take part in a global financial system?
Yeah.
Can they go and buy stocks? Can they buy insurance? Are they able to move money overseas? Are they able to transact and take payments? For example, you may have somebody sat, somewhere in Africa that wants to do online work as a translator. Now, to make that payment from the US and the UK, that payment becomes difficult. Whereas in WhatsApp, well, they have WhatsApp and you have WhatsApp. And it's in essence, as simple as it is to send a message on WhatsApp, the mechanism of sending a payment is the exact same way. So if a message can be sent, then a payment can be sent. And therein lies the value, because even my mom, who is 70 years old, she uses WhatsApp.
Yes, definitely.
So there's no barrier. And even, my child who is 3 years old is able to press buttons on WhatsApp. So there is absolutely no barrier. And look, as long as we don't put those barriers in place and we don't make it difficult for people, then I think the unbanked especially, it'll be a lifesaver for them. Because right now the unbanked have to save their money in different ways. They have to buy livestock.